Welcome to Reread. I have 3 short stories here to go over with you today, all of them from the Star Wars Adventure Journal. The first one's from issue 10. Dr. Lyek goes on a rebel mission, but he refuses to kill anyone, and what the title is, do no harm, is what the title is called. So he doesn't want to do anyone harm. He's a doctor, he's about healing. He's about, preserving life, not taking life. But during this mission, he has to shoot this stormtrooper. It's kill or be killed. And he regrets that. And it was self-defense. And everyone tells him, hey, if you hadn't killed the stormtrooper, he would have set off the alarm and we all would have been, probably slaughtered by the Empire. So you technically saved us by taking that life. And he's just kind of conflicted by this, but, is going to have to move on with his life. I get it, kind of cliche story. Plus, it's in first person, so I wasn't that big on it. The next one is from Star Wars Adventure number 9. This one's called Combat Moon. This is written by John Whitman. I had totally forgotten he had written a short story, and it was chronologically after his Galaxy of Fear series. But in this adventure journal, they go to they talk about the planet Skur that they talk about in the Spores book from Galaxy of Fear. There's not that much of a connection, just that it's the same planet, which I found interesting. On this one, someone called Mika and is fighting this other one called Raban. There's the planet Skur, and there's another planet, and I don't think I wrote it down here. But anyway, they're going to fight Mika and this insect. And they fight on what's called the Combat Moon, a planet that's kind of in between both planets. And his friend, I think it's Letta, she suspects that the Empire is all behind this, like stirring up trouble between the two planets. He's like, no, why would they do that? We've always hated them. They've always hated us. This is kind of tradition. But it turns out that it is an Imperial plot just to get more Star Destroyers in the sector, saying, oh, there's all this conflict. Don't worry, the Empire will send out Star Destroyers to protect you, basically to govern over you. So it was all a ploy. This is actually a pretty interesting story. Kind of Letta will die, and Mika will eventually, avenge her death by joining the rebellion, as will Raban. The insect says, I'll join you in this revenge too, because she was an honorable woman. And of course, these two don't decide to fight. They decide to both join the rebellion. It's one of those, cliche stories from the Adventure Journal where at the end, the main character decides to join the rebellion. But it's not that bad. It's interesting, and I love how later on John Whitman tied one of his Galaxy of Fear stories into that one, just by mentioning the same planet and the same species. I thought that was kind of cool. The last one is from volume 10. It's called The Capture of the Imperial Hazard. Basically, Neela is on this thing called the ship called the Star-Crossed, and she's captured by an Imperial Star Destroyer led by Captain Lennox. Now, she outsmarts this captain, and the captain develops sort of an admiration for her, and in the end, they both get rewarded. Like, she tricks him. The whole time she's like, you better give up now, even though she's captured by the Star Destroyer. But she has a plan to take out his Star Destroyer. She does, but I think he twists it to be like, I took out a rebel plot, and I had to sacrifice my Star Destroyer, but he kind of lies and finagles his way out of it. So he gets rewarded, and she gets rewarded for taking out a Star Destroyer. And they both have a little bit of he really likes her. He's like, that's a lot of spunk. I like that girl. And she is kind of loving on the captain too, but her rebel friend's like, he's an Imperial. You can't be together. She's like, yeah, but he doesn't seem that bad of a guy. And so they kind of leave with a mutual respect and maybe some love interest in between them. I totally wish I could have read more about these characters. I really enjoyed them. It's just a short little story. The whole time she's so confident. He's like, what? How are you so confident? And then he gets outsmarted, and kind of like Pelion is like, hey, touche, good battle. It was an enjoyable read, and I don't remember it being, I just don't remember the short story at all the first time reading it through, but the second time, yeah, it's pretty good. All right, folks, that's it for now. See you next time.